This is the Spartan Body Mind Podcast. I'm your host, Seth Winterhalter, coming back to talk about training when you're sick. I have been sick for the last week. I'm still trying to kick this cough, this cold, this whatever I have. And you know when you get the tickle in the back of your throat and that nasal drip and, you can't stop coughing. I mean, I feel it right now, just right in my chest. Just holding on for dear life it wants to. So what do you do when you get sick? Came down with this Thursday, so a week and almost a half ago. And what do you do? Do you train? Do you not train? What do you do with the mental space? Because missing the gym, especially when you may have started a New Year's resolution, you've got momentum, you've got motivation, and then boom, you get sick. What do you do? That's what we're going to talk about today. If this is the first time listening to the Spartan Body Mind Podcast, I want to encourage you to subscribe, whether that's on your audio device, whether that's you're watching this on YouTube. Subscribe, like, comment, do something to help the algorithms. We don't have any paid advertisements on here. We're just trying to help people like you become Spartan fit, body and mind. And maybe as you listen to this, maybe you say, man, I've been trying to do this on my own and I want help. I want to become a person of physical and mental fitness. And that's what I do. I train and develop and motivate, inspire men specifically, but also women, because women can be Spartan fit. Women are warriors. Women are leaders. Women are amazing. But again, I'm a guy and I know men. I know the pressures of being a man. I know the realities of being a man. I know the struggles and the desires. And so if you're a guy who wants to take ownership over your life, over every facet of life, from your physical health to your mental health to your emotional well-being, and you want to see that peak performance, you want to operate and just strive to be better so that you can be better in your relationships, in your vocation, in your community, in your home, in all the places where you live. I want to encourage you, check out the Spartan Program. Go to thespartanprogram.com and see if we can help you. Again, what's unique about our program is we give you a customized plan to tackle the exact goals you want to accomplish in the time span. We give you a plan, we give you a path, a timeline, a realistic timeline. We're not going to tell you you can lose 100 pounds in 30 days. We're not going to tell you you can transform from depression and frustration just overnight. No, these things take time. They take you doing the mindset work, doing the actual physical activities that will transform you into the man you want to be. So if that's you, check out the SpartanProgram.com. All right, let's dive into the topic. What do you do when you get sick? What does that look like with training? What does that look like with nutrition? What does that look like with sleep and recovery? First, you have to ask yourself, how sick are you? Like, do you have a fever? Do you have the flu? Do you have, right now we've got COVID? Do you just have a cold? Do you have a sore throat? Like, you got to kind of assess. And I would say this, if you have a fever, that's a tall tale sign. You need to be in bed. You need to be recovering. You are most likely contagious if you have a fever, and so you don't want to be spreading that. That is a thing. You want to be. There's this tension between pushing through the sniffles, pushing through a little cold. Again, if you're coughing up a lung, that's not a good time to be in the gym. No one wants to be around someone that's coughing over everything. It's bad enough when you sweat over your equipment and you don't wipe it down. It's 10 times worse if you're coughing over everything. So no one wants to go to the gym and feel like they're going to get sick. There it is, from going. So how sick are you? Don't get others sick. And at the same time, don't use that as the excuse. Well, I have the sniffles, so I'm going to go. I don't want to get anyone sick. Your sniffles aren't going to get anyone sick, right? Wipe down the equipment after you use it. And we'll talk. Like, there's some other things you can do too. Maybe working out, maybe actually doing lifting isn't what is required. First, hydrate. Just, man, if you're sick, hydrate. Most of us don't hydrate when we're not sick. You need to be hydrated. You need to be drinking water for sure. A second, maybe some tea, some hot water with some honey in it, some electrolytes. It's a great time to have some electrolytes on hand, some Gatorade, some of that kind of thing. Hydrate. And gargle with salt water. Man, gargling with salt water, I'm sure we've been doing this for hundreds of years, but it just seems to help. And so I want to encourage you, hydrate, gargle with some salt water, get in some honey tea. Maybe if your throat's really hurting, something that I've done that's helped is I crush up garlic and I put some honey on that in a spoon, and then I eat that. Sounds kind of intense, but garlic and honey, maybe a little cayenne on that. Boom. Seems to awaken things up. Okay, what can you do? There's some nutrition, I guess. You want to be careful. Avoid dairy. Dairy and being sick, especially with throat, cold things. It just with mucus and stuff. You're just kind of causing more chaos for yourself. Stay away from dairy. Still try to get your protein in, if possible. But again, hydrate. Don't be. And here's the mindset work. Don't be like, oh, I got to still get all my meals in, and I'm so frustrated. Now I'm in a negative place because I'm not, like, it's okay. You're sick. Focus on recovery. Don't act like you're not sick and that you still got to do all the things you got to do on the plan. This is called life. This is why, right? Especially if you have a coach, but if you don't have a coach, you really need the mindset that stuff comes up in life. Like, yes, we have goals. I have personal goals. I have business goals, and I want to accomplish those goals, and I'm going to accomplish those goals. But things come up, and your plan should have some flexibility that accounts for things coming up. This is why, like, if I have a client and they want to lose, right? They want to lose 50 pounds, and I want to be careful not to be too aggressive with the timeline to make them feel like, well, I can lose that in 3 months. 50 pounds in 3 months? I don't think so. I would never put that. Now, could they? Are there circumstances maybe if they're really overweight and they do some things that they're going to shed some fat quicker than normal? It's possible. But here's the problem: if they don't, once you get off track of that, you start to get disappointed. You start to get unmotivated. And so just be careful that whatever your plan is has enough slack in it that accounts for real life things like sickness, like people in your life that get sick, things in life that go astray. All of a sudden, work demands a couple extra days where you got to really focus and you might miss the gym. It's okay. Allow life to happen inside your plan. Don't make it so intense, so almost unrealistic that if you miss one meal, then everything goes to pot. That's not going to go well for you. Okay, so you got some nutrition stuff. Here's what you can do. If you feel well enough, again, if you don't have a fever, you're not burning up, you shouldn't be in bed, walk. Take a walk outside, especially if it's sunny. Man, the sun and air, those are great things when you're sick. Go get some sun, go get some fresh air, do a little walk. Again, nothing intense, just a little movement. Go to the gym. If it's like, again, in Washington here, it's dark, it's cloudy, it's cold. So go to the gym. That's what I did. I was sick Thursday. I think I was still at the gym Thursday, but I was feeling it. Friday, I did not go to the gym. My chest hurt, my throat hurt, and I was just like, man, I don't want to make anyone sick because I didn't know what I had. So Friday I stayed home. Saturday I stayed home. Sunday I stayed home. So I was out of the gym for Friday and Saturday are my normal gym days. Sunday is a typical rest day. All 3 of those days I was off. And again, they got in my head. Just to be honest, like, I hate being out of the gym. Gym is that's my place to just kind of detox my mind, detox my body. Like, I love my gym rhythm. And so missing 2 days and then a third day, even though it was a rest day, not having those 2 days, 3 days out of the gym was just like, oh. And so Monday, I knew it didn't matter how I felt. I was going to go walk. And so, and I did feel like I felt better. Now it was like the congestion and the little cough. And it wasn't a bad enough cough where I was coughing frequently where I felt like I was going to cough on people. So in light of that, I went and I just walked on the treadmill. And then the next day, I walked and I did a little. Here's the thing: maybe some light weights. Then all of a sudden, I'm just kind of going for a pump. I'm just trying to squeeze some muscles. I'm using probably a little more than half the weight I normally would have. Really focusing on contraction. No, not even close to failure. Just because again, that's too hard on the central nervous system. You're putting energy into something where your body still needs to fight this off. So I want to be mindful of that as I'm engaging any form of, whether that's lifting, that's why I wouldn't run. I wouldn't put that much pressure on the body while it's trying to focus its energy on recovery. So do some walking, maybe some light lifting, keep the body just kind of active, and more about movement, right? Stretching, it's a great time to stretch. I probably could have done a little more stretching during this time, which I need to do more stretching. I'm at that age where it has caught up to me. I can feel it now. Even this morning, putting on my socks and my shoes, I feel it. I need to be more regimented about stretching. And so that's a goal for this year, is I need to spend more time doing that. So that'd be a good time, right? Spend some extra time doing some stretching, doing some mobility work. Most of all, just remember this: when you get sick, the point is to recover. And so prioritize recovery. Do not prioritize trying to nail nutrition and trying to nail your training. Focus then on recovery, right? There are three things that we talk about as Spartans when it comes to our physical fitness. We talk about nutrition, training, and recovery. Now is the time to lean into recovery. Now is the time to really rest, making sure that, right, you are using, I needed NyQuil. I tried one night. I didn't have, I just had daytime medicine, and man, that night sucked. I slept for maybe 2 hours and then I was up. Couldn't get back to sleep, just dozing. And so that was, and so I said, I have to have something that will knock me out so I can at least get 6 good hours of sleep. And I was tempted to take another one because I would wake up, I go to bed around 10:30. I'd wake up around 4, and I was tempted to take another one just because I knew I needed rest, but I had work to do. So I didn't do it. But I would just encourage you there, be mindful of listen to your body. What does it need? Better to really shut down if need be. If it's that kind of sickness, shut down and really focus on recovery. If it's just the cold, the sniffles, the things that your kids pick up, because kids are just germ factories and they seem to be in the winter always sick, always the sniffles, always something, runny noses. If it's just that, see what you can do to press through, because that's just, a cold is just reality and there's not much you can do, but it doesn't really affect too much either. And so you want to be careful not to, I wouldn't be, oh man, I've got a cold, and so I'm going to deadlift PRs. Probably not the best idea. You do need to focus on some recovery, but you probably don't need to be in bed when you just have a runny nose. So be wise, be mindful, and if you have questions, hit us up and let us know. Leave a comment. What do you do? What are some tips you do when you're sick? Maybe there's grandma's concoction you can share with us, and it'll be the magic elixir to kick all our future sicknesses in the butt. Again, if we can help you, join the free Facebook group, Spartan Body Mind. And if you are looking for a program to transform you, to transform your physical fitness, but really also to transform your mental, this is the reason in coaching now, in counseling and life coaching people for over 20 years, but specifically over the last year and really focusing on doing some physical coaching in this realm with the Spartan program. I've just realized it is 99.9% mindset. The reason we're not accomplishing our goals is because we've got something going on between the ears. We've got false beliefs. We've got limiting beliefs. We've got a misalignment of priorities. We've got things that we have shaped us over from childhood or into adulthood, young adulthood, things that have lies that have shaped us and told us what to believe. And so we got to get out of those. And so I'm just really enjoying the time with the Spartan group members right now and working through that and seeing the light bulbs come on to, man, I have been believing that, and that's going to stop, and just reshaping and remolding ourselves into the men that we want to become, that we desire to become. So I want that for you. if you're interested, hit me up. Go to the SpartanProgram.com, fill out the form, and we'll be in touch. Until next time, get after it, go get it, stay healthy, be well.